It was always the Jags.
It's always the Jags. It's always the Jags.
Always the Jags.
So in the fourth round, my first pick now is going to be at 114. And this is where I'm going to take Romello Height. Romello Height is an edge out of Texas Tech. And again, he's another guy that's kind of similar to Mason Thomas in that designated pass rusher kind of role. And so the goal here would be to create competition between Mason Thomas and Romello Heights. Hopefully they both make the roster, right? And just on game day, whoever is playing better in camp and everything will get that third designated pass rusher spot. And if a guy goes down, they can fill in. Or like if Josh-Hines Allen or Travon Walker go down, I mean, again, Mason Thomas would be starting probably earlier than we would like, but he could replace one of them. And then Romello Height could be that third round edge rusher, again, who has that edge rushing juice. Knock on him is mainly due to his run stuffing ability, right? So being able to set the edge is something Mason Thomas will need to learn, but he'll at least be able to be a backup for quite some time because we got Josh-Hines Allen and Travon Walker locked up right now. So that's why I'm comfortable taking two different kind of edge rush specialist kind of guys because I want them to compete and I want them to know whoever's better is the one that's going to get this job, and because competition brings out the best in everybody. So moving on to pick number 124. At pick number 124, I'm going to take Landon Robinson, a defensive tackle out of Navy. And again, you can really see how much I'm emphasizing the defensive trenches. Already picked up Caleb Banks, and now I'm doubling down in that defensive tackle position with Landon Robinson. Eric Armstead's already on his last year here. I don't even know if he would make it past the June 1 designated cut. He might end up getting cut. I don't think so, though, because I don't think Jaguars need to create crap room, and I think they like him on the roster for another season. And I'm okay with keeping him for at least another season, but he probably won't be re-signed. So this is where Landon Robinson and, like I said, Caleb Banks from before come in. Landon Robinson's very technically sound. Went to smaller schools, probably why he falls a little bit. But again, he's got a lot of pass rushing juice, which is what I want to start seeing from my interior defensive line because, again, we already got the run defense locked down because Travon Walker is one of the best run defenders in the NFL, and Josh Allen knows how to set the edge quite well as well. So in this scenario, we land Landon Robinson, and he's going to, again, compete with Caleb Banks. Now, Caleb Banks might think that he has the job locked up, but he might not. And this also kind of eases the, the risk of Caleb Banks being hurt because we got another guy who's got similar profile, similar skills, who can either come in if Caleb Banks ends up being hurt or, basically he can come in if Caleb Banks gets hurt or if Caleb Banks doesn't work out. It's kind of like two bites of the apple. So it makes me a lot, more willing to take the risk. Now, again, if we don't do any trades, then the player that I don't know if I would take Romello Height even at pick number 100, but I still would take Landon Robinson right here at 124. And this is one of our original picks. I didn't trade anybody to get it. I would take him right here, right? And again, it was important for me to do all this maneuvering because it got us an extra 6th round pick, and that's something that's going to be important. So when it comes to the draft itself, I mean, as long as the Jaguars, it got us an extra 5th round pick. As long as the Jaguars, if we're able to find a way to get another 5th round pick or something like that, then it will still work out just fine. With these different players. But for right now at 124, I have us taking Landon Robinson. Last pick of the 4th round, I have us taking a linebacker, Kyle Lewis out of Pittsburgh. Now, this one is a little bit, I was struggling between 3 different linebacker names. Like, obviously, the number one linebacker you'd want to have is Jake Rodriguez, right? I mean, he's the kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to it. Everyone talks about his elite pass rushing skills. He's got he's got elite coverage skills. He's able to diagnose schemes in the run game, be in the right spot. He's fast. He's explosive, sideline to sideline tackler. That would be the guy you want. However, I don't know if I'd like to take a 2nd round pick on a linebacker when it's our number 1. Like if Jack Rodriguez was there at 56, maybe I would take him. I don't think I would trade up for him, but I would consider taking him because, again, he would kind of just instantly replace Decin Lloyd. Here, I decided to wait. to address the linebacker position, right? Because if I think that linebacker is expendable, then that means I think I can wait a little bit. And the reason why I went with, there's another name that I would also consider, maybe taking a little bit earlier, and that is Deontay Lawson, the linebacker out of Alabama. And Deontay Lawson might not be a bad pick for us because I want linebackers with good coverage skills. There's a lot of guys that can hit. There's a lot of guys who are fast and athletic and explosive. And you want all that as well, right? But the chief trait that I'm looking for me in Anthony Campanelli's defense is coverage skills. Because how did Decin Lloyd get all those interceptions? Coverage skills, being in the right place at the right time, diagnosing the play from the line of scrimmage, knowing where the ball is going, and then being there instead, right? And that's what we'd want to replace. So Deontay Lawson would make sense. He won't be here at this point in the draft, but he would make sense if that was something that we were looking, if there weren't any other options for us to go with. But in this case, I ended up landing Kyle Lewis, who has some elite coverage ability because he also played safety a lot. And so because of that, he's one of the best coverage linebackers in the draft. He kind of plays more of like a hybrid linebacker safety role. And so what I'm thinking for him, he's from Pittsburgh, smaller school technically. And so even if his blitzing skills aren't quite there yet, he'd be competing with Ventrell Miller to be that linebacker next to Foye Oluokun. And so even if his blitzing skills aren't there yet, because that's the other thing for a linebacker to pick up. If Campanelli needs to, like Foye Oluokun can run the blitzes, you know what I mean? Or, again, Ventrell Miller is just a tackling machine, but I don't know how good he is in coverage. He's never been that great in coverage. So you could even on first and second down, put in Ventrell Miller, and then on third and long, swap in Kyle Lewis. If you're playing coverage, swap in Kyle Lewis and let him play coverage. And I think that's kind of a way to kind of get like two halves of Decin Lloyd in two different players. But again, Campanelli has to be smart on which place to put them in. Now, again, I think Kyle Lewis can be very good against the run and diagnosing it and breaking down and getting in the right spot in order to take down run plays. So I don't think you necessarily have to take him out on running downs. But I think it does make a difference having him on the field for coverage. And again, I think Ventrell Miller can run a lot of those same blitzes that Decin Lloyd used to run as well. So linebacker isn't as pressing of a need as I thought originally when going into this mock draft after losing Decin Lloyd. And I think Kyle Lewis fits that bill quite well. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on any videos about the Jaguars from my channel. Check out some of these other videos that I'm sure you'll be interested in. And again, never forget, it was always the Jags.